Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
They walked off the water with the books in their hand, saying, "Show us the rivers, please show us the land." And we, with the hearts of the warm summer sun, we welcomed the strangers, we didn't see the gun. They wrote in their diaries, they measured the stone, they smiled at our children, they sat in our home. We offered them water, we offered them bread, but they were counting the gold underneath where we tread. It was psychological warfare, dressed up as a friend, the beginning of a story we didn't know would end. The explorer mapped the mountain and the mineral, the missionary mapped the spirit and the mind, the merchant mapped the market and the capital, and left the freedom of our fathers far behind. They told us, look up to the heavens, let your worries fade. While they were down in the dirt, taking everything we made, they said, turn the other cheek, wait for the promised land. We closed our eyes to pray, and they stole the sand. No, the ancestors didn't fail, they were ambushed by grace. They brought a war in a smile to a peaceful place. Before we could even say amen, the chains were already on the wrists of the men. God loves you, they whispered, just love all your foes, while the mercenaries waited to conquer the roads. Don't worry about the earth, your kingdom is high. So we stared at the clouds, and we stared at the sky. We were waiting for the trumpet, waiting for the cloud, while the cannons in the harbor started blasting out loud. We were outgunned, outnumbered by a quiet deceit, betrayed by the hospitality we laid at their feet. They took our forgiveness, they took our embrace, and used it as a weapon to conquer the race. The explorer mapped the mountain and the mineral, the missionary mapped the spirit and the mind, the merchant mapped the market and the capital, and left the freedom of our fathers far behind. They told us, look up to the heavens, let your worries fade. While they were down in the dirt, taking everything we made, they said, turn the other cheek, for the promised land. We closed our eyes to pray.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. I keep referring you all to this one, right? To the blueprint, Afro Soul, beautiful music, but also full of substance to really enrich your spirit. Full of substance to strengthen you, for you to understand what this is about, to understand your enemy, the enemy of the masses, exploitation, greed, in whatever form, in whatever color. It doesn't have a color or a creed or a race. Predominantly in the past, it has had a certain race, European colonization. But the behavior can come from anyone. Once you subscribe to that evil of supremacy, of exploitation, of greed, once you don't see yourself as equal, once Satan the accursed could chain you up and let you know, hey, when you have more of this rubbish, this piece of paper or whatever that we attribute value to, you are superior to him. And you could do him what you want. Once you believe that, you stop serving a higher power. You stop serving humanity. You stop even serving yourself. You think you're serving yourself. But you are lost. Lost in the trappings lost, utilized by evil. So we must get it clear. We must understand Winston Churchill. We must understand King Leopold. We must understand Columbus. We must understand neo-colonialists. We must understand multinational corporations. We must understand Zionists. We must understand who we are, where we are, and where we want to go. Don't dream. Don't be left in a stupor dreaming. Understand who we are, where we are, and where we want to go. And even though the songs that I may play at times, they come from a place, a continent that my ancestors came from, it is not specific to me or Afro-Trinbagonians. And I was reading, I read, sometimes I listen very carefully, and then I listen to behind what is said. I look to actions. I look towards actions, because actions speak louder than words. What? Why? I don't want to. Why the heck? I don't want to say we don't listen to actions. Why we don't listen to our foreparents, our parents, if they gave us any knowledge? And if they didn't, well, listen to me. Actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words. Shall I tell you about the man whose speech will dazzle you, but he is the most contemptible of wretches? Get knowledge and get it quick. Do not allow yourself to be used. Have a goal. Have a goal, and on top of your goal in this life, your aspirations should be an aspiration for further than this life. But have a goal for this life. Don't be fooled, you know. Don't get tricked. Don't let nobody hand you no book until you close your eyes to pray. I feel we gotta open our eyes and pray. Sometimes I close my eye when I get a little deep. But I gotta open one eye just in case. Well, I grew up in the mosque, so I know the mosque ain't taking no money from you. You come into the mosque to get money. The mosque don't take no money from you. For a matter of fact, in the history of Islam, when Islam spread so far and wide, in order for people to pay less tax, because there are different tax brackets now, because a Muslim pays zakat, poor tax, understand that tax, right? And it's just 2%. People would convert, because nobody forcing you to convert in the Muslim world, right? It is nonsensical to force somebody to believe. That's not consistent with belief. You gotta willingly choose, or else you just playing me and playing God. Well, they can't play God, but whatever. So people used to say the Muslims revert to Islam to escape paying more tax, because there's a different tax to other people who live under the like Muslim rule or leadership, not rule, leadership, whatever you want to call it. That's how clever people were in the past. I'm talking about thousands of years ago. I'm talking about time. 1,000 plus. I will check the timeline properly. So you could afford to close your eye in the mosque for 2 seconds as well, because it's an I know they ain't taking your money. But others, but in general, don't let nobody fool you. Don't let anybody utilize you for their benefit that is not in your benefit. There are ways to mutually work with people, right? You work, you produce, and based on your production, you are remunerated. Whoever you work with, you could call them your boss if you want, has a certain endeavor and contribute as well to that amalgamation. And better yet, if the more you put in, the more you can get out of it. Better yet, that's an even better relationship. We create more together, and you are able to earn more. Sometimes, you know it is, set salaries can be challenging. They can limit your upward mobility. But that they exist, and you have to accept that as well. Whatever your relationship is. So I see people, who benefit from the past administration, and they vociferously, that's a big word, right? They defend vociferously that entity, even though they may know certain things wrong because of their benefit. Okay. Myopic, maybe even selfish, but I could understand. But you who have no benefit derived, none. For a matter of fact, you reap the consequences of their failure, their lack of representation, their disinterest, their support wholeheartedly of a small clique. You who are not saved, don't be utilized. Don't be used. Me, chain me up. You know how many people try to chain me up in the past? I'm tired of here chain up. You know how much people try to chain me up in the past? You know how many people advance this statement about racism? I'm watching people who hate themselves, who hate people who look like them. And they want to tell me about somebody else who might have some little differences and get confused. Supposedly not liking me? Nah, man. Nah, man. No way. No way. So always contextualize what is taking place. Always advance your position as best as possible, and advance the position of those who need that assistance. I don't fight for the rich. I'm not fighting for the rich. They can fight for themselves. The whole society skewed in their favor. I will see NH one of the biggest contractors across the Caribbean complaining because they didn't get what they want when they've been getting what they want for decades. And I will fight for them? Come on now, man. Understand what you fight for. Understand what is in your interests. And I advance again. Prezi, good morning. You know, you don't call as much these days, but I know sometimes you're listening. We have to organize ourselves. Small contractors, I started a small contractor association at one point. I still contact and we still work together to some extent. Right? Afro-Trinbagonians. Wherever there's a mutual opportunity to advance ourselves. Not exclusive of others per se, not in contradiction with the unity of Trinidad and Tobago. But if we can see some markers that are unifying our collective challenges, we should meet them together as best as possible. It ain't gonna have no perfect, there's no perfection in unity and coming together. But we should still work. As Kwame Ture would say, a bad organization is better than no organization. Struggle. But the purpose must be for that collective advancement. The preamble, right, to the rest of the program, there's something in the news I want to specifically read that I read by myself as well and share with you all. Blessings to Trinidad and Tobago. We take the break and we'll be right back. So stay tuned with us, please.
Join Pastor Femi Afolabi, the National Overseer of Deeper Christian Life Ministry, Trinidad and Tobago, and other seasoned ministers for a time of divine encounter as they minister and pray for you every Saturday by 9 o'clock in the morning of this station, Street FM 91.9. Our church is Deeper Life Bible Church, number 1 Cochrane Street, opposite Tunapuna Police Station, Tunapuna. The times of our services are as follows: Sunday worship service, 9 a.m., Monday Bible study, 6 p.m., Thursday revival hour, 6 p.m. The redemption hour is a life-changing moment you cannot afford to miss. For special prayer or counseling, contact Pastor Femi Afolabi on 778-9933. God bless you as you listen to this program. Jesus is Lord.
Tuesday is Value Day. Grab the crew and dive into terrific Tuesdays. Buckets from 9, 12, 15, up to 18 pieces with sides. More chicken, more value, more reason to share. Family lime, office lime? It must be KFC. Order now. Follow KFC Trinidad and Tobago WhatsApp channel for all the deals.
TechFlex TT Limited, the #1 computer store in Trinidad and Tobago, has all your tech needs. We have the latest computers, powerful MacBooks, and affordable Chromebooks for school and work, providing new and refurbished options to suit everyone's budget. Also, we carry a variety of printer options and ink solutions for your home and office needs. Need repairs done? Our experienced technicians can solve your tech problems. Visit us now at any of our 2 locations, Wilson Road, Scarborough, next to Royal Castle, or Penco Street, Montrose, Chagonas. Call 235-4919 for more info. TechFlex TT Limited. Affordable tech. Exceptional service.
Feeling fine. for a big meal.
Chicken, chicken, chicken.
With big taste.
Must be KFC.
And big flavor.
Chicken, chicken, chicken.
And value for my money.
Must be KFC.
Yo, who keeps saying that? Well, I hearing something.
I'm the voice in your belly.
Get big value every day of the week, from Munchin Mondays to Fantastic Fridays and specials to make your weekend even tastier. Check socials for details. Remember, there's only one original, often imitated but never duplicated. It must be KFC.
Some moments take a turn for the better. Hear the rev of a perfect engine. Feel the leather beneath your fingertips. Experience the luxury that turns heads. With the new luxury ride game from NLCD Scratch, you have 21 chances to turn your luck into luxury. Scratch your way to the ultimate prize, a 2026 BMW Grand Coupe 218i with 1 year fully comprehensive insurance. Plus enjoy even more chances to win with a new bonus prize area and second chance feature. Get your luxury ride Scratch tickets today, and you could be one of 3 lucky winners driving away in style. Players must be 18 years and older. Please play responsibly.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday
from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning on the Street 919 FM.
Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Champlain, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on the Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
The Embassy Yacht is back and ready to transform your events into unforgettable experiences. Launched from King's Wharf, San Fernando, the perfect starting point for an epic experience of luxury, music, and celebration on the open water. By booking our vessel, your event will include a house DJ, state-of-the-art sound system, fully stocked bar, dedicated cleaning crew, top-notch security. This isn't just a venue, it's a floating masterpiece designed to make your event the talk of the town. Imagine your guests dancing under the stars, drinks in hand, with breathtaking views of the coastline as your backdrop. From birthdays to corporate events to exclusive parties, the Embassy Yacht offers promoters a unique platform to create unforgettable memories and boost your brand's reputation. Call or WhatsApp 399-5959 or email embassycruises@gmail.com.
The Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancement costs $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer and Big C, all for a super low price of $1,300. To order your products from the Gap Man Limited, call 628-4531 for products that cater to all your health needs.
For more info, contact 476-7268.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
And we are back. Good morning again to Trinidad and Tobago. All praise is due to the Almighty Creator. We give Him thanks for life, who created all of us equal. For the most part, most of us 10 toes, 10 fingers, red blood, hair on our head, no matter how the hair does run. Well, except we start to go bald. We are one people. We are one people. We have had many experiences. Some differing, but also we can see the similarity in those different experiences. True leadership unites. It is essential to unite us as a people so that we can drive forward, so our society could progress, so there isn't the tension that stagnates growth. Those who want to use and abuse us, divide us, it is a space where they come in between to benefit themselves. Let us be sensible as a people. It is Terrific Tuesday, yeah? Tuesday is Value Day. Grab the crew and drive into Terrific Tuesdays. Buckets from 9, 12, 15 up to 18 pieces with sides. More chicken, more value, more reason to share. Family lime, office lime. It must be KFC. Order now. Follow KFC Trinidad and Tobago WhatsApp channel for all the deals. All you know, good and natural ginger tea. I've fallen out with them in the office just now, you know, because my prized ginger tea chest with all the different types of ginger tea, ginger with turmeric, with sugar, without sugar. It's about 3 different in my case, and they say they put it away to secure it. I don't need my thing secure. It's secure up here where I could use it. Good and natural ginger tea, right? It's one of the best ways to start your morning. Take care of yourself. Your health is your wealth. A begging Trinbagonians. Sit down. Take care of yourselves. Take care of yourself. Don't overeat. Utilize these natural remedies that God has given us. These preventative measures. These measures that also treat us, right? Utilize them. Honey, turmeric, ginger, garlic, cinnamon, water, warm water. Take care of all yourself, please. So all you know, good and natural ginger tea, right? That's a good way to start your day. And of course, Lion Brand products. I feel every morning I would read Polori if it was up to me. As a man like my Polori, always used to pass through the savannah. Big up mom. I don't know if she's still there. Fresh, squeezing through them hands. Them hands I love over that hot oil to give us that fresh Polori. How much it used to be back in the day? I can't remember so long. But you can still get affordable Polori, right? Craving that authentic taste of Caribbean, but short on time. With Lion Brand Polori Mix, now in its convenient, easy to use pouch, you can whip up a batch of fluffy, golden Polori in a flash. Yes, a kind of golden look when you get it right. So Lion Brand could help you get it right. Just add water, mix and fry. Perfect for impromptu gatherings. Our Polori mix brings everyone together for a delicious moment. Share the flavor with friends and family, because good food and good company go hand in hand. Get your Lion Brand Polori mix today and make every moment a tasty celebration. Lion Brand, the power behind our great taste traditions. I know, we're promoting what we have to promote is a business at the end of the day, but I don't promote things that I don't believe in, certainly from a political perspective, and otherwise. Yes, I might have the capacity to sell rubbish, but I feel as though my integrity and my ability to sell in the future is certainly jeopardized if I try to sell you rubbish now. Because there's a lot of marketing, but you must realize rubbish is rubbish at some point. I hope. So let us realize rubbish for rubbish. And let us realize when things have a certain value. Not perfect, eh? I'm not talking perfection. And criticism is essential. I welcome people giving us a critical analysis of issues. I welcome when even Stuart Young tries to explain, energy and gas and what could be or what can't be. But I'm just intelligent enough to know when he's giving us garbage, as opposed to if he's giving us something of substance. And there are at times valuable contributions that come. A system of adversarial politics, although it is given to games sometimes, although it's hypocritical at times, if you can see past some of the politics, you will get some value. And it is a check and a balance. But the greatest check and balance is our intelligence as a people. Because a politician will sit down and say, what could get away with? What can I get away with? What I could do and still escape and continue. So we collectively, regardless of party, have to have our heads and our hearts on. We have to have our heads on. I'll take the calls. All in 342-008-146-65391. But the story I want to read is surrounding this visit of the India Minister of External Affairs, Mr. Jaishankar, right? Even some names might be challenging for some of us because they are not as indigenous to us, because we grew up in communities where many of our names have been altered, or we're more accustomed to certain names, right? Don't let a name bother you. Don't let a color or a dress. Sometimes my Douglas children, they could wear kurta, they could wear dashiki. You might be able to tell. It don't matter. But their philosophy and their mindset and what in their heart and their head matters. That defines who they are. I'll take a little break before I read to take the calls. I see my brother calling here too. Shalom. Salam alaikum. Blessings, my brother. Welcome.
Salam alaikum. Forward.
Yeah, man.
I want to lie to you. Spirit is really neat.
Yeah.
I couldn't wait for this program this morning to hear what you saying is where I wanted to come and say. Listen up, forward. This country, they call Trinidad and Tobago. When anybody who is African descent look to talk, they say you're racial and it has no mother Africa, it has no mother India, it has mother Trinidad. Okay? Okay? Trinidad and Tobago and all who listening to this program? Okay, right. Now, Mother Trinidad, as what you rightfully say, my goodly brother, boy, I must love this program, boy. This visit from this Indian mister You know, since I small, I growing up feeling like Caroni and in the central area is where the Indians and them really was planting the cane and thing. But to my great surprise, I hear either Nelson Island or Kerala Island or one of them islands, they want to make it now a monument that we the full set of Indians that come, indentured laborers who came, and they want to make one of these islands now a monument. I hear it on the news yesterday. Boy, I get so confused that I can't remember which one of the islands.
Nelson, the one they call Nelson. Whoever Nelson, call it Nelson, because Nelson, I think, own it or something. They want to rename it. No problem. Me have no problem with that. Me have no problem with that. That is where they stop when they come. No problem.
Okay, my brother, my goodly brother, those who have ears, I want them to hear, you know, because wisdom comes from God and wisdom is from what you could hear. And when you're talking about reality, reality is where you could see and where you could touch. Not fiction, not imagination, reality. No. Okay, that island, they want to give it as always the fourth island. All right. Lupino, where they had slaves. And you see, food, people will say that Malcolm X had double standard, anything. But here the problem I have, we had a government where we had men and women who was showing African consciousness. Hugh Francis used to wear a beret. Muriel Donawa was a John Donaldson Dashiki. All these people and them was in the past government. And you know, if you go to them, they would have tell you they on country, they're not on Africanness and they're not on this. Okay, right, nothing wrong with that. But the people who benefit from the PNN is the people who question Eric Williams, they question PNM, they question everything because they take all the opportunities. Yeah. We in Lafanti Road, listen to this. Matanga Dada never get 3,000 or 500,000 votes and check the population. Check we areas. We have always keep saying on all the programs, we are we own problem. Yeah. You know now, you have a party. You know, if you go up in Lavanti, you might get about 100 or 400 votes.
Yeah, I just go up I went up in Port of Spain, I went up in Diego Martin. Okay. 300 votes. When I tell you pressure, your own brothers watching you and telling you, well, give me something and we're going out. Send car for we give you something, we're going out. They get accustomed to something, you know.
Thank you, my brother.
And I telling them, hey boy, this for your benefit, all you know me as all your So when I see 300, I just smile because I have 300 conscious people who decide, watch, I know it's tough for this young man, but here what's going on. What he stand for, what he about, I actually going and go out and demonstrate that I support him. So I just be happy, you know. I doesn't get no horrors. Because there is still some real conscious people. But the masses of people, oh God, Granny on our morning, Malcolm, election morning, Granny's just tell me, good morning, son. You good? How you doing? And it's balize, you know.
But you listen to me now. Food.
I will walk them out, walk them up the stairs. The other MP know where I'm wrong. They ain't sure his name. And then Granny going and put her ex by the back.
Food. Eric Williams take up a crapo in Lavanti boy. And really and truly the crapo is winning. Yeah. Listen to what I'm saying. Because I know other callers go want to call him. But you see, this program is where the brother is calling and say about something about educate yourself and further your education and further your studies. And let me tell you something. Sometimes people don't know the culture. Sometimes people don't know the history of what's going on in our country. And they just jump in the dance like cockroach and get picked like fowl. Let me tell you, fowl is pick them. Let me tell you something. When the Rastafari start in Trinidad, and African peoples go back to Selassie and we start back to eating calabash and we start back to learn the roots and start to check for we health. Boroughs come and kill out that.
Yeah, they mashing up that.
Kill out that.
Nah, consciousness, nah. Mash up that.
Listen, how much listen after the Rasta with the weed thing and the local thing and everybody get conscious. After that cocaine come in, boy, the cocaine mash up and we start to get pipers.
Yeah.
And we start to get homeless people and vegans. So I might be wrong, but I am 68 years of age. And I am telling you what I see.
Same thing in the United States. From the time it started to have conscious movements, Panthers, this one, that one. They kill them out. Cocaine hit the street. They they release crack on them. It's the same strategy that is used everywhere. China was a huge empire. Opium in the tail. The British pumped the biggest drug dealer in history at one point in time, ever at one point, was the British government. Opium. These same people who we look up to now as though they are the epitome of, civilization, who could do no wrong.
I know I have to go, but my brother, I want to leave by saying this. I am supporting Food Abu Bakr to be in parliament. I am supporting David Mohammed, and I am begging who listening, all you pass on this message. Put down all your gun, because just now the population will be the 1% with nothing. With nobody when we killing out ourselves.
Not the 1% with something, or the 1% with nothing.
Listen, I mean 1% which, I'm talking about in the percentage of the population. We wouldn't be comparing like who are the majority, because here we're going. We are the voters. We are the voters, and always everybody is want to say, without the African people vote on the East-West corridor, they don't have a UNC, and they doesn't want to understand that.
Yeah, they go understand it. They go understand it. They understand it.
So what I am saying, put down all your guns. Let me support David Mohammed. Listen to Louis Farrakhan. Listen to Toure. As a brother telling me I shouldn't talk about Malcolm X. Chauvinist them fellas know. Let me tell you something. These are the people, all you have internet, all you have YouTube, all you listen to the people who giving me wisdom, because the East Indians showing you. Me vex with them and no.
Yeah.
I like, because I learning from them.
Yeah, they're showing you what to do. They're showing you what to do. Thank you very much.
They're going back and trace their ancestors.
But
we are looking to trace their ancestors.
But you have to leverage on your diaspora. We should have been bringing African prime ministers here to assist us. It's not nothing they bring in, no. They ain't coming with talk, They bring artificial limbs, 500. They bring 2,000 laptop. They bring investment. So what happened? So we bring a king here. That one bring a king here. The king, we just spend money on the king, and he have a set of gold all over, and that's it.
Welcome to the African Bank. Welcome to the African Bank.
The PNM send it back.
Okay. All right, because why? It was a threat to who?
Yeah.
Not the same slave master children and grandchildren.
Yeah. Thank you, Malcolm.
It was a threat to them.
Thank you, Malcolm. Let me deal with them. Yeah. And this is what the Prime Minister is saying. This is not empty diplomacy. When the Prime Minister of one of the largest countries, second largest or the largest population, one of the biggest economies in the world, visit small Trinidad and Tobago, he come and he bring thing. Assistance for agro processing in Moruga. The majority of people in Moruga is Afro-Trinbagonians. Utilize the opportunity and advance yourself. You feel, okay, prosthetic limbs come. It have all people, whoever need a prosthetic limb, whatever, benefiting. What is real What is real diplomacy? The woman could say, this real diplomacy, not emptiness. Not emptiness. Why will I bring us a progressive leader from Africa over the past 10 years? Why will I bring us that? Okay, I don't like to leave out the little positive. They bring some cassava thing from Ghana. Okay. Come on. Come on. And there's a recognition and an understanding. Hear how ironic it is, eh? This same place, Nelson Island, that there's the proposition that the name be changed to Arrival to signify, because that's the first place that East Indians came to during indentureship. These same places where they hold Butler, where they suppress our real leaders, real African labor leaders, right? Of course, he advocating for everybody in labor, but those days is predominantly African-dominated labor on the oil belt. They lock him up. They lock up Butler for 2 years. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, my brother. Blessings to you, man.
Morning. Blessings to you as well. Welcome.
Yeah, man. Just 2 quick points, my brother. So yesterday when I call after me calling and start trying to influence you to join the PN,
Well, boy, can't happen just so.
I know that.
The advancement of Trinidad and Tobago, the advancement in particular of those people who have been left behind, that is my interest. And where that interest lies is where I will be. Otherwise, Roxo, why look like?
I totally understand. You on production. When I listen to your program, this is what you talk about. Moving forward and
Roxo,
planning together to see the right thing.
I don't call nobody for nothing for myself. Roxo, when I call a minister, is to help somebody. And if I only see you're hesitant to help blackhead chicken, as they say it, who I referring you to help them, because you could help them and it is their right to be helped. I call Sonia and they don't play with me. So I ain't had to course up to now.
Yeah, man.
Love Trinidad and Tobago is for all of we, brother. But we just have to get we mind and we head on as a young African individual, Afro-Trinbagonian. You don't be afraid of your identity, where you come from, you respect Trinidad, your thinking worldview. Nobody can course on me, as you say. I'm comfortable wherever, and if I feel uncomfortable, no self are going to break that barrier. Because you not better than me. It have nobody better than me or you or anybody else. You could have what?
True.
You could have what? I don't care. That is your business. If you feel that chain, that thing, and numbers in your account, which could be wiped out tomorrow if the bank busts, if you feel that make you better than me, you keep that in your head. Because I know that don't make you better than me. But my conduct, brother, I will never harm another human being unjustly. I will defend myself, but I will never harm my brother in humanity unjustly. We don't rob each other. We don't steal from each other. We get up and we look for it. Get up and look for it. If people scorning you, it's because you have kept yourself in a position to be scorned. I'm marrying anyone, all your daughters. And even if you don't like it, I am so sophisticated in my conduct. If they want good thing, well, it's me they go take. So make sense. All you have to do is better yourself. Better yourself, not things alone, you know. But at the end of the day, if you are a man, you will be able to work and put some things together. You'll be able to sacrifice. So
True,
I deal with you. You can. Who talk me? You influence. That's why I laugh at the caller too, because you can influence me. Big ones try.
But back in your long time, he make you sound like he's a done. You're intelligent.
Nah, and I want to influence you for you to do what's best for yourself. Me ain't trying to influence you know one way or the next, you know. And I'm glad if all they see a shortcoming in government and all they could outline it for it to be rectified. That would benefit all of we.
I just talk about both sides. Either side doing nonsense. You could bear me record of that, Mr. Ford. Any side doing nonsense, I just talk about it. I don't just focus on the government in power, but any side doing nonsense, I just mention it.
Yeah.
So that caller who does talk about intelligence and so on, you see that brown bag you talked about yesterday, the stone in brown bag? I consider he as one of them stone.
All right.
In brown bag.
All of we is one family. Let we don't quarrel with each other and fight with each other. Yeah, man. Go ahead. I know you have a point. Go ahead.
Yeah. What I want to mention, Mr. Ford, I have no problem with the changing of the name of the Nelson Island. But what I'm saying is that you have to educate, especially young people, what Nelson Island is all about. Give a history about the place, because a lot of us, a lot of young people hearing the name Nelson Island, especially the young people, and they're hearing that the name is going to change, but they knows nothing about Nelson Island.
Yeah.
Right? They have no report of what Nelson Island is. So I'm saying that before the name change, if it is possible for the government to give a historical knowledge of what Nelson Island was all about, how it came about, what it's about, who were there, who wasn't there, as the case may be.
Yeah.
Give a background check so that the young people, if a question should be asked about Nelson Island, they mustn't say that, well, I knew nothing, I just hear Nelson Island name change, but I knew nothing about Nelson Island. So all I'm saying, before you change it, give a little history, a little background about what Nelson Island is about, or how the name even Nelson came about, so that at the end of the day, the young people would know, okay, I could see the significance in the name change because so and so and so. Don't just change the name.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
On about what the island is about.
Yeah, man.
Fuad, as always, great job. Have a blessed day, son.
Yeah, blessings to you as well. And of course, the other significant historical facts of that island need to be outlined as well during the tour, because this is where we unite. This is where there is a recognition of all of the aspects of our society. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Morning, Mr. Ford.
Hey, Mr. West. Good morning. Morning.
Mr. Ford, I about activating, a movement towards reform, change.
Yeah.
And change in those communities that have been neglected, that have been marginalized, and remain underprivileged. And I'm the very set people who are victims of that neglect, that abandonment and abuse. They have to make that decision to change the way they live, change their condition, and that. So they have to come together.
Yeah.
They have to work with the people who they choose to represent them. Because I'm saying that those people who claim to represent them, they are distant from them. They're disconnected. They're not operating in their interest. They do nothing for them. And therefore they need to get these people working. Why certain communities along the East-West corridor, why you think they show signs of growth and development, even though it's marginal? Because They have that intelligence to know what is good and what is bad for them. And therefore, when MPs come there and they don't perform, they get them out. They get to change government, because when government doesn't act in their interest.
Yeah.
But if you remain in a community where you remain neglected, and you remain in the morass that you find yourself in, and you do nothing, and all I love this one, and all about by Pigat Corner, and by Bonds Road, and all about you like the maxi, you like the little boy. You remain right where you are. And again, you need people to raise the consciousness of the people.
Yeah.
But as you rightly said this morning, you have people in this country, they're in political parties, and they support regardless of what, because they benefit. They and the children and those who are close to them benefit. They get scholarship, they get to go here, they get in the army, and they feel that is a big thing. And that is how, and therefore they would preach preach the gospel, right? To you. But it is all because they ride your back in order to satisfy their needs.
Yeah.
And people have to move away from that. What is in my interest? What is in my children's interest? What is in my community's interest? Because what goes on in the community affects you. If there's bandits in your community, if there's drug dealing in your community, you would be affected adversely eventually.
Yeah.
So you have a duty to ensure that things operate in the way that you would benefit and your community and the society as a whole would benefit.
Yeah. How hard that is to understand politically? How hard that is to understand?
Well, these people, I don't think so. These people, they're bound. I don't know. I don't know. And let me get away from there. I just want to talk one thing about this. I read the newspaper, I think 2 days ago, and I saw a famous, what they call them, what journalist, investigative or investigatory journalists and all that kind of thing, masquerading in the place. Boy, let me tell you something. This nonsense in this country here, that is what have this country where it is, you know. That is what have these countries and some of these people in the media, they're committed towards destroying this place. They're committed only propaganda and misinformation. You write a whole article and it's alleged, and this one, some man, some woman, somewhere, will tell you something, and this one, that is journalism. That is what passes for journalism.
Yeah.
In this country, madness. Madness, we have to be going mad. What they're trying to do is to stimulate emotion. Stimulate the people because they know that they're committed to nonsense. They don't read critically, and you talk about critical thinking and critical analysis. You don't have to go to university to do probably a course in UC to know, well, what is critical analysis. But again, it's how people are brought up. Some people are brought up not to think. When people, you can't talk. When people speak, you dumb them down. You understand? So they can't reason, they can't think, they don't know what is right from what is wrong. They don't know when people trying to bamboozle them. They're deaf. And therefore, we need to enlighten those people around us and those who pretend to be enlightened. The fact remains is that we have to do that urgently. And the newspaper, these mass media businesses that we have in this country, they have to become more serious and must become more patriotic, right? What people want, and they fail to realize that if you could produce fair, just, and independent, you say no papers, people get and people feel comfortable in reading those newspapers. You don't have to manipulate the information. You don't have to engage in propaganda.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
I don't want to take too much of your time.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
You have to genuinely make an effort to explain what a program is, because there are people who are bent on confusing the population, who any gap in communication, they will seize it to trick you. It's trickery. They're trying to trick you, you know. If there's a model where, and it has been used in the past, where government provides the land because the state of Trinidad and Tobago has land. So the little that the government have now, it is utilizing. That's why they've moved quickly to settle, carny workers who still have the land all this time, which should have just been done. They do that to give them what is their right and to appease them because it can be done. So you utilize some land that you have, and companies come, they raise their money from wherever financial institutions, and they come to build these houses for Trinbagonians to utilize once it is there. No money from the state because the state don't have $3 billion. The state don't have it. And some of these big companies that challenge through OPR, they don't really want that, Because you know what they're accustomed to? They're accustomed to choosing which project they want from the PNM. The exact one they want, all right, we will do this, then we'll do that, and do this. And those people who work for them, a former prime minister, neighbor, and friend, and financier, those people who who working for who? The prime minister working for somebody else. I remember a man saying, hey, he's just the prime minister, These people with money and they do what they want. When I tell you they do what they want, they do what they want with Trinidad. They choose what they want. And those people, if they don't continue getting all that they want, they have the world to say. They want to stop the advancement of government. How can Trinidad and Tobago not benefit if houses are being built with the contractor's finance? And all we put into it is the land, and then Trinidad derives therefrom a benefit. How? It's a win-win. It's a win-win. But there are people who work for the status quo. Let me break down. Status quo is those who have already established themselves. And they don't have a particular race, but it is predominantly certain groups who have identified themselves. They're so arrogant. I tell you, I've seen it, I've heard it. Prime ministers just tell you, I can't do nothing about that. This one in charge. You imagine you have a prime minister and he telling you some big money minister, because they have multi-millionaires in the last administration come out in the front in saying they represented me and you. We're too foolish. We allow ourselves to buy 3 big stone in our bag. The line's ringing off, so let me just take some calls, right? Sorry about that. Good morning.
Peace be upon you, Brother Ford.
Hey, Brother Keith. Welcome, man. Welcome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. You know, Brother Ford, I'm listening to you, and I'm learning. I didn't realize that the island what they call Nelson Island is where our Indian brothers and sisters first arrived.
Yeah.
Is that so?
Yeah. So it's similar process. You bring them there, you quarantine them, check them out and thing, and then they would bring them across to the mainland.
All right. So look out, I went to university, all kind of thing, and I didn't realize that. But that being the case, is a very good idea. They call it something like Arrival Island.
Arrival Island. And make sure and put the history of Butler and whoever else was imprisoned there.
Right, of course.
Yeah, make sure and put it there when you told you explain. Our experiences are so similar. Yes, slavery was worse, and that's why mentally they break us with names and things. Remember, the East Indians still hold on and grab a nice name. There was no Mirage and no can, but they grab it, they take it, and because they aspired to be Mirages and cans and sings. That is not their name, Because when they came here, that was not their name because they don't belong to those castes.
Mm-hmm. No, in like manner, that precedent being set, that's why people still agree with it. Set the precedent. We have to look back now and see who started planting cane. It's the African.
But that's why I'm showing you. I'm saying we went through a greater level of destruction of our heritage. That's why some of us don't even have our names. We had to go back and get back some names. We had to go back. See my brother calling himself Malcolm X. My father changed his name from Lennox Phillip to Yasin Abu Bakr, and thus starts a legacy where your children no longer have those names.
Yeah, that is high.
And I'd be vexed if my name was Christopher. No disrespect to nobody who named Christopher, you know.
Mm.
But I'd be vexed.
Yeah, that's praiseworthy what you're saying. Because I remember some time ago, I forget the lady, Miss Jennifer, somebody was making fun of Miss Kamala named Sushala. And Miss Kamala said, well, boy, at least I know when you slave master name. You know, everybody get vexed for that.
Vexed for what?
Vexed for what? It's the truth.
But we conscious. We had to get more conscious.
Yeah. Names have meaning, man.
Yeah, man. And big up to all the parents who went through levels of consciousness and have moved away from those names. You know how much Jamil and Rashid and all kind of things it have in Trinidad and Tobago now? You know how much people move away? I know a partner named Baka. There's all kind of things. Men move away.
Of course.
Respect.
I think a Calypsonian sing about it, you know. He say when he hear Lin sing, you know there's a Chinese. When he hear this, when he hear Mr. Brown and a big African man coming. Yeah.
Ian Powell. Ian Powell, I tell you, in university in England, when names calling is predominantly white because it's a uptown school, right? And they're watching your name and who you are when first they roll calling.
Yeah. Well, it's a lockdown, you know. I mean, that sort of thing happen in religion too. Anybody who come up with a different idea about Jesus, most of them, they burn them at the stake, you know. Anytime you come up with any truth other than what the system wants you to follow, and they put you to death, they tarnish your name, all kind of things. And another point before I call us waiting.
Yeah.
You know, talking about our beloved PNM and what they do for the African people in the country, or the black people, because they're white Africans too. The black people in the country. You know, the African Exim Bank wanted to come here, and it's only Trinidad and Jamaica blocked them.
Yeah.
I wonder why is that? Why? Why you do that? Why you do that?
We have work to do, but I keep blessings. Let's work and let's get the African Exim Bank functioning here. Right, blessings?
Yes, sir. Yes, have a wonderful day.
You too as well. There's work to do. There is work to do. And they are setting a tone. Well, match it now. They're showing us, this administration, what can be done. A prime minister, now a external affairs minister, and bringing benefits to Trinidad and Tobago. Come on. Let's work. Let's get real. A previous government would have signed bilateral agreements with India and never followed through on these agreements to see them actioned. What sense is diplomacy when it is empty and without purpose? My government is different. It is much more progressive and proactive. Ms. Prasad Bisesa said Trinidad and Tobago is open for business and that a government has made significant inroads through its international partnerships. She also said Jaishankar's visit created expanded opportunities for Trinidad and Tobago. We signed not one, not two, but 8 MOUs, she said. The Prime Minister said these agreements would cover several areas, including strengthen cooperation in tourism. She said one MOU focused on the solarization of the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs building, while another dealt with infrastructure upgrades for Nelson Island. Prasad Bisesa said another agreement would establish and Ayurveda chair at the University of the West Indies. The Prime Minister said agreements would cover several areas, including strengthened cooperation in tourism. She said one MOU for... Sorry, I've gone back. Just the cursor skip. The Prime Minister added that there was also an MOU covering quick impact projects and vector control initiatives. Further, Ms. Bisasa said the Indian government finalized the handover of 2,000 laptops for students as part of a digital initiative alongside expanded cooperation in cybersecurity and forensics. She said US $1 million had been provided for agro-processing equipment and support for small and medium-sized enterprises. There's so much thing to read. There's so much thing to read. And of course, the assistance from India government and Jaipur Foot USA, the National Prosthetic Center in Penal, was launched during Jai Shankar's visit. This center provides free prosthetic services to citizens of every creed, race, and age in need of such assistance. The center will return levels of independence and dignity to our citizens who require prosthetic limb replacements. The Prime Minister said, I'll take the caller. The Prime Minister said she was moved to tears after listening to the testimonials of persons who received prosthetics and regained the ability to live independently. How significant it changes your life to be able to get a prosthetic so that you can move and do things on your own. And we could do more. Let us continue to do more. But it is significant. Not talk. Not some king and we all over the place and he dripping gold. We know Ghana as a king from a tribe. And we know Ghana have plenty gold. He bring a chunk of gold for Trinidad. 2-3 chunk of gold. Because we from the diaspora. We from there. Many of us. It is. They don't represent me, so I ain't shame. A shame for them. Etc., etc., etc. The article goes on. I promise brighter and better days ahead, and they are here and coming. As I said, hold on, hold strain. We have plenty work to do, and we are ensuring that every plan is actioned and there are meaningful benefits to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning, brother. Welcome.
Assalamu alaikum, Fawad.
Wa alaikum salam. Peace and blessings.
May the intelligence of your caller and your listeners raise. I see that you'll still try to come and still try to sell you the big stone in the box.
Nobody in selling me no big stone. Them know better. Them know better than that.
Try, remember,
big stone.
Remember you said Tanti tell you good morning, but you're sure she going to vote PNM?
Sure. And I
sure.
I walking she out, you know. I walking she out the voting booth, you know. And I'm sure she will. That nothing. The next generation.
And the brothers and them telling you form your own party, but you only get 300 votes.
Yeah.
You understand? And if you didn't join the UNC, as you say, how you would be helping your brothers and them forward with little housing, little contract and thing that you're talking to the NP who is UNC?
Yeah. Just to regularize a man in an apartment. Just to create an opportunity to send some. You know, they send home care to people, to send some care for somebody, to get a little youth man, somebody who aspiring, who knew an opportunity to do a contract instead of one big company have 100 contract.
and forward, if they say they like you, right? How they ain't like your knowledge? You know, try to articulate for your brothers and sisters for them move away from that system that they find themselves in for the past 60 years.
Who love truth, love me. Who love truth, love me. And who
and they're trying to tell you that I try to sell you a big stone. Is your own brother who claiming that they love you for who trying to sell you the big stone.
Nah, they know better
10
than
years
that.
But they're trying to listening to them and they're trying to persuade you. You understand? Form your own party. But a 3-state solution cannot work. It's a 2-state solution.
Well, I know about that part. We will go further into that in the future. I still maintain my identity. I still have certain standards that I would like us to lift our nation towards. But we will see how that go. I have hope for our generations to come. I am not letting nobody box me in no space either, right? I am free. As a real free man, you know. So don't feel like going and sell me no stone. Nobody can sell me no stone because you get your head bust. You and all. If you give me a box with some stone in it telling me something else, be sure you get your head bust, eh?
Yes. Wow.
I put aside money for lawyer for that for sure. And I have a friend who is lawyer or will defend myself. Don't sell me no stone in a box. I will bust your head, eh? All right.
And they will try to come to sell you this stone, and they will try to tell you, I trying to sell you this stone. This is what I tell you forward.
I want everybody. I just want everybody.
Yeah.
Talk.
I know. Well, it goes towards me too.
Yeah.
And I will never try to sell you no stone. And you have to raise your intelligence. We have to. And without the knowledge forward, they will sell with the stone. And when we put we finger there, you understand, without the knowledge, they will sell with the stone. And when we put we finger there, it's not for our benefit. The benefit going to be for the 1%. When the African brothers and them vote forward, it's not for their benefit, as you could see that. And how you raise your intelligent brother, that why not call you?
Yeah.
And look in the box. You could look in the box, meaning when we articulate. Because when was 10 years, if you watch the movie 10 Years of Slavery, the guy who was playing the violin, if the two white men come and sell him stone, and when he wake up on a plantation forward.
Right.
And Malcolm X say, study the white man words, the white man, how they use their words, how they try to influence we. And the speech that he got killed for, he was talking against the Big Five when the Million Man March. The Big Five who get 375,000 to make it into a picnic was not a real match. He talk against this. So we had to raise the intelligence. We had to watch these men and them and take in the knowledge, especially Abraham Torre, the IMF speech he make with this colonial power, with these multilateral companies. He says slavery exists in this is Western minister style government. He said the slavery, we are in slavery. And Abraham Torre, right, try to tell me what the IMF does do forward, or what they ask you to play his speech. And Malcolm X tell me about the Big Five, and these Big Five are there. The CIA put the Big Five, the CIA put their own leaders, and when they put their leaders forward, they still lead me down to the chain still. But we have them around us.
Blessings, brother. We're just out of time,
brother.
right? Apologies.
Yes.
Yeah, so love and blessings to everyone. Thank you all for your contributions on the program. Do share that which makes sense. If I've said anything wrong, excuse me, and feel free to correct me as well. Love and blessings to Trinidad and Tobago, all of us. All right, take care. God willing, we'll be back tomorrow.
Minister and pray for you every Saturday by 9 o'clock in the morning of this station, Street FM 91.9. Our church is Deeper Life Bible Church, number 1 Cochrane Street, opposite Tunapuna Police Station, Tunapuna. The times of our services are as follows: Sunday worship service, 9 a.m., Monday Bible study, 6 p.m., Thursday revival hour, 6 p.m. The redemption hour is a life-changing moment you cannot afford to miss. For special prayer or counsel,